Right now, inside your body, a quiet clock is already running. And after 40, it begins doing something strange. It starts deleting one specific type of muscle, first and faster than all the rest. Not the muscle you see in the mirror. The muscle that keeps you fast, steady, and on your feet. Most men never feel it happening, until the day they reach for a railing and almost miss. But here is the part that should give you hope. It is not permanent. And you can switch it back on, at almost any age. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly which muscle disappears first, the hidden trigger behind it, and the 3 signals that bring it back. Stay with me, because the third signal is the one almost everyone gets wrong. Most men think muscle loss after 40 works like a slow dimmer switch. Everything just gets a little smaller, a little weaker, all at the same pace. That is completely wrong. Your body does not lose muscle evenly. It loses one type first, and that type is the most valuable tissue you own. Inside every muscle, you have 2 different kinds of fibers. Type 1 fibers are your endurance fibers. Slow, steady, and very hard to tire out. Type 2 fibers are your power fibers. Fast, explosive, and built for force. They are the fibers that fire when you sprint, when you lift something heavy, or when you catch yourself from a fall. Here is the part almost nobody tells you. After 40, you lose your type 2 power fibers first, and you lose them the fastest. Studies on aging muscle show the same pattern again and again. Your fast, powerful fibers can shrink up to twice as fast as your slow ones. This is why aging does not feel like slowly running out of battery. It feels like losing your top gear. You can still walk for an hour without a problem, but standing up quickly from a low chair, climbing stairs 2 at a time, carrying groceries up to the door, that is the first thing to fade. Your endurance survives. Your power quietly disappears. And power is exactly what keeps you steady, mobile, and independent for the rest of your life. So why does this happen? The answer surprises most people. It starts with your nerves, not your muscles. Every muscle fiber is controlled by a single nerve, a wire running all the way from your spinal cord. After 40, some of those wires slowly start to disconnect. When a fast power fiber loses its nerve, it has only 2 options: die or get adopted. Sometimes a nearby slow nerve reaches over and takes control of that orphaned fiber. But here is the twist. Once a slow nerve runs a fast fiber, that fiber starts behaving slow. It loses its speed. It loses its explosive force. Now multiply that quiet trade across thousands of fibers, year after year. That is how your power drains away without you ever noticing a single dramatic moment. But there is a second trigger. And this is the one most men get completely wrong. They assume that simply staying active is enough. So they walk. They do light cardio. They keep moving through the day. And that protects your type 1 endurance fibers beautifully. But your type 2 power fibers only wake up under one condition: high effort. They are the last fibers your brain calls into action and the first ones to quit. If you never demand real force from your body, your brain simply stops recruiting them. And a fiber that never gets recruited is a fiber your body decides it no longer needs. That is the hidden trigger. Not age alone. Disuse. Comfortable movement keeps you alive. It does not keep you powerful. Now here is the part that should change how you train. Those sleeping fibers are not gone. For most men over 40, they are simply dormant. And they respond, even in your 50s, your 60s, and well beyond. But only if you give them a real reason to wake up. 3 signals bring them back online. The first signal is real resistance. Lifting, pushing, or holding against a load that is heavy enough that the last few reps are genuinely hard. That difficulty is the trigger that forces your brain to call the high-power fibers back into service. The second signal is intent. You do not need to move fast. You need to try to move with force. Pushing with maximum intention, even against a slow, heavy load, recruits those same fast units. This is why effort matters more than speed, and far more than how many reps you do. And now the third signal, the one almost everyone gets wrong: protein. Specifically, when and how much. Your body rebuilds muscle from protein, and after 40, you need more of it, not less. Most men eat almost none at breakfast, then try to cram it all into dinner. But your muscles can only use so much at once. Aim for roughly 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight every day, and spread it across every meal, starting with the first one. Add 5 grams of creatine a day, and you give those power fibers the exact fuel they burn during hard effort. Put those 3 signals together, and you stop the quiet trade in its tracks. So forget the idea that muscle loss after 40 is a slow, hopeless slide. It is not random, and it is not uniform. It is specific. It targets your power first. And the very thing that makes it specific is what makes it reversible. You lose what you do not demand, and you keep what you do. Your body is still listening for that demand right now, at whatever age you are. The only real question is whether you are going to make it. If this changed the way you think about getting older, subscribe to Iron Protocol. Because strength after 40 is not about chasing youth. It is about refusing to switch off.